People who live and work along the southern border region will tell you that the further away the political debate occurs from the border, the more detached it becomes from the reality of life in the borderlands. On August 14, 1983, the US and Mexico they signed the landmark United States-Mexico Agreement on Cooperation for the Protection and Improvement of the Environment in the border region. It is known as the La Paz Agreement, which remains the keystone agreement for bilateral cooperation on environmental protection in the border zone. The Agreement of La Paz was a dream, and I think a dream that has been deferred because the policy that we have in the United States or the political division that we have center more in creating barriers that separate people without realizing that we're also causing a tremendous damage to the environment and to the ecology. The US has been obsessed since 1994 to build a more robust barriers. And this is the beginning of all these fences from San Diego all the way to Texas. The reason to build a wall is to keep people out. Yet, history is replete with examples of walls all over the globe that rarely deter determined people from getting in it. Janet Napolitano, who served as a governor of Arizona and President Barack Obama's Secretary of Homeland Security, was famous of her oft-repeated declaration, "Show me a 50-foot wall and I'll show you a 51-foot ladder." This is very sarcastic, but so true, because if you ever go into any of the border region, you're gonna find ladders everywhere. These pictures, I took a group of students to Jacumba, California, that's in the desert, and we found a couple ladders. So once again, you wonder how effective these border walls are. So what I wanted to go over in this video is to look at the implications of walls construction itself, beyond talk over concrete or slats and the unintended consequences that erecting these barriers are already having an impact on the environment. So whatever Biden is keep on building, it is going to be destructive to natural habitat. It's already have been happening since 1994, since Bill Clinton put a wall on the California desert. It is about the physical reality of what a permanent barrier will do in some of the most sensitive landscapes in North America. So let's look at some of these potential impacts. Number one is threatening diverse landscapes. So the border stretches for 1,954 miles from the Gulf of Mexico in Texas to the Pacific Ocean here in San Diego, California. Over one of the nation's most diverse landscapes. It includes 6 separate ecoregions ranging from desert scrub to forest woodlands to wetland marshes, both freshwater and salt. The construction of a border wall have bisected this geographic range of 1,506 native animals and plants, including 62 species that are listed critical and endangered. According to many biologists, the wall also increases soil erosion. It will also alter the natural water flow and the patterns of wildfires, exacerbating the risk of both to people and animals by trapping their escape. Second, another problem that this border wall has on the environment is flooding. And flooding disasters already have occurred. For example, in Arizona, in 2008 at the Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument in southwest Arizona. It's a 5-mile long segment of 15-foot high wire mesh fence that trapped debris flowing through a natural wash during a 90-minute summer thunderstorm, causing water to pool 2 to 7 feet high. The same storm sent torrents into the city of Nogales, Arizona, a border town 66 miles south of Tucson. It caused millions of dollars in property damage in Nogales, Sonora, and also on the Mexican side. In 2011, There was another deluge, an Oregon pipe that knocked over a segment of the fence, and in 2014 the twin city of Nogales flooded again after border barriers clogged with debris during a rainstorm. That also happens here when it rains in San Diego and Tijuana. It causes so many problems at the border. Not only the sewer that goes into the Tijuana River that goes into San Diego, but also the water goes into the ocean, causing a lot of pollution. Another impact that the border wall has on the ecosystem is to wildlife and plants. The border wall already have disconnected a third of 346 native wildlife species from 50% of more of the range that lies south of the border. That raises the risk to their survival by shrinking and isolating animal population and limiting their ability to roam for food, water, and mates. These fences also traps wildlife from escaping fires, as I mentioned before, floods, or heat wave. Even the pygmy owl is a risk because when flying, its range is less than 5 feet off the ground. So the border fence disrupts seasonal migration. It really diminishes the chances of reestablishing colonies of the Mexican gray wolf, jaguars, ocelots, bighorns, and other species that used to go back and forth. Now, construction of the border wall does not have to meet the requirements of more than 30 of the most sweeping and effective federal environmental laws, such as the Endangered Species Act, the National Environmental Policy Act, the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, and that's due to the Real ID Act that was passed by Congress in 2005 in response to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. So what it does is that it authorizes Homeland Security to waive any law in the name of national security. So in the past 30 years, the border wall undermines nearly 100 years of cooperation between the two countries to preserve and share water resources and to protect the environment and the species for the health and benefit of all. So sadly, the wall already have crushed and blow all these efforts, and the ecology of the region is already damaged and changed forever.